Let's get to the investigation from the FBI recap. Our detective found an interesting case. Anna, a high school teen grappling with the recent loss of her brother Naoki, stumbles upon a mysterious game within an abandoned mansion. To escape, she must gather scattered items while evading a menacing blue demon. Meanwhile, Anna befriends Shun, a new classmate with a troubled past, as they navigate the perils of their shared reality. He extends an invitation to show the boy around the city, given his recent arrival. Anna then rises and suggests they head home together. Shun requests a moment, needing to make adjustments to his game's schedule. Shortly after Anna departs, Takuro arrives, harassing Shun. As Shun attempts to leave, Takuro assaults him, snatching his computer. The boy manages to get it back, but Takuro didn't like his attitude one bit. A few hours later, the two walk through the forest together, and Takuro uses a cart to transport a cardboard box. His two friends, Takeshi and Mika, were waiting for him outside an abandoned reform school where the boy intended to hide the box. They invade the place, and Shun accompanies them. Anna appears shortly thereafter and secretly follows them. Before entering the juvie, they meet Hiroshi. The boy went to that place to carry out research on the metamorphosis of butterflies. Despite being very weird, the boy is fascinated by insects, and his main hobby is studying everything about them. As they were talking, the main door of the reformatory opens, and Takuro enters with the box. He calls Mika to help him get rid of it, and asks the others to wait outside. However, Hiroshi is extremely curious, and decides to investigate the place. Takeshi hears a noise outside, and closes the door. Then he and Shun go in search of their classmates. Shortly after, Anna appears and enters the building. The door closes, and all the teenagers receive a call from an unknown number, despite there being no signal in that place. Takeshi answers, but doesn't hear anyone's voice. Anna tries to open the door to leave, however, all exits are locked. The two boys were in a room when they hear a noise in the hallway. Takeshi turns on his flashlight and goes there to see what was going on. Shun knocks over a vase of flowers that was on the table, and his colleague is stunned. He tries to open the door, but Anna informs him that it is impossible to get out of that building. Shun goes after him and yells his name, but this only causes more despair, and Takeshi flees to the second floor. Upon finding his friend, Shun asks her to leave, as he is sensing something very bad. However, as they were trapped in that place, they decide to go after the other students to try to come up with a plan to escape. While investigating, Hiroshi finds a broken plate filled with saliva. This makes him worried as he realizes that something or someone has been there recently. Meanwhile, Mika and Takuro arrive in the carpet room where the basement entrance is. The boy goes down the stairs and his friend waits for him upstairs. At that moment, she hears a noise outside and leaves to investigate. Upon arriving in one of the rooms, she sees a window closed by some wooden slats, so she decides to look to find out what's on the other side. However, what the girl sees terrifies her. The demonic creature was looking at her. Mika escapes the room and hides in the pantry, where she is found by Hiroshi. She tells him that she saw a monster, and together they go to another room. The couple find a closet, and, upon opening the door, discover that Takeshi has been hiding there all along. The boy starts to complain, saying that he has something chasing him, and it was all Takuro's fault. However, Mika interrupts him and says that if the boy continues talking about that subject, Takuro would kill him. Hiroshi asks Takeshi to come out of the closet and help them find a way out of that place, but the coward intends to stay there until his parents come looking for him. Takeshi is scared and tries to leave the building, but the door is locked. Takuro then orders the boy to continue the transmission. While recording his friend, Takashi spots a demon on the other side of the door. Then he screams and runs in despair. In the kitchen, Hiroshi finds a broken plate lying on the floor, but he still decides to continue exploring the place. As he climbs the stairs, the boy finds Takeshi's phone. The boy was looking for a place to hide and slips into a closet. Once at Shun's house, Anna looks at the computer screen and finds the game the boy created. She is surprised to see a character like Takuro. While looking for Takeshi, Mika finds a screwdriver inside the bathroom sink and intends to take the blood tool with her in case she needs to defend herself. In the room where there are some lockers, and Takuro decides to open it in an attempt to find his friend. At that moment, the boy is surprised by the blue demon who was inside waiting for him. Upon seeing that creature, the boy immediately flees, leaving Mika alone behind. The girl tries to catch up with him, but Takuro is faster. The creature wastes no time and soon sets off after them. After going down the stairs, the girl falls to the ground and is unable to continue her escape. So, she prepares to attack the monster with tools she found in the sink. Mika lands a blow on the demon and ends up being hit by a jet of blue blood. However, that wasn't enough to stop him from devouring the girl. Meanwhile, Shun tracks his colleague's every move through his computer. Suddenly, Takeshi appears on your screen. He continued the live stream that Takeshi had started. During the broadcast, the boy informs that 4 high school students, including him, are trapped in the reform school with a monster and ends up asking for the help of whoever is watching him. As he descends the stairs, Hiroshi spots the blue creature eating its first meal of the day. In that instant, Shun realizes that his game has come true and everything that was happening on his computer was a reflection of what was happening in the juvie. The problem is that now he's lost control of the game and can't interfere with anything all. Apparently, his colleagues will have to fend for themselves to escape that place. After devouring Mika, the demon climbs the stairs and tries to capture Hiroshi. The boy runs desperately through the abandoned building and ends up stumbling on a pile of rubble. During the incident, a sharp object pierces his belly, causing a serious injury. However, Hiroshi does not give up and continues to fight to survive. While walking through the halls, the boy is found by Takuro. The boy helps his colleague tend to the wound, but Hiroshi cannot forgive him for leaving Mika behind. Takuro is also regretful of his attitude and in a fit of rage. While dropping all the objects that were in front of him, he ends up finding an important prop. As Hiroshi had helped Shun develop that game, he had already realized what was happening. After revealing to Takuro that they were inside a game, they hatch a plan to get out of that place. Hiroshi says that there are 3 floors in the building, however there is a hidden 4th floor where a fatal bug has been implanted. Upon accessing this bug, they could restart the game and go back to the time before they entered juvie. That way, theoretically, they could prevent Mika's death. In his room, Shun says that he created that game so he could eliminate Takuro as many times as he wanted, since the boy always bullied him. However, now the boy regrets having created that game because of him. His colleagues were really dying. Seeing her friend's despair, Anna promises that she will stand by her side to help him fix the situation. The 2 boys begin their plan to end that game. They head down to the basement but soon discover that the door is locked. While Hiroshi looks for the key, Takuro tries to find Takeshi. Upon entering one of the rooms, he sees his friend completely covered in blue paint. Takeshi says he found a bucket of paint and used it to cover his body in an attempt to look like the monster. That way, the creature could think the boy is like him and wouldn't attack him. After hearing this bizarre explanation, Takuro pulls his friend out and asks him to accompany him. However, Takeshi refuses to go as he believes that Takuro plans to use him as bait, as he did with Mika. Taken by hatred, Takeshi avents saying that Takuro is the real monster of that place. He says that, in fact, he always knew that and that everyone hates Takuro. However, they don't say anything because they don't want to end up like Nyoki. Upon facing the truth, Takuro decides to leave and leaves Takeshi alone. The boy hides back in the closet and hears the sound of something approaching. Suddenly, the monster opens the closet and the boy tries to keep still to go unnoticed. Apparently, his plan works and the creature closes the door. At that moment, Takeshi breathes a sigh of relief. But when he looks to the side, he finds Nyoki's ghost looking at him. The boy gets a big fright and runs out of the closet, but the monster was still in that room. On the 4th floor, there are 2 doors, one of which would allow them to restart the game. However, when they were about to complete their mission, the blue demon appears, and Hiroshi asks Takuro to go without him, as the boy would not be able to run. A short time later, the monster catches up to Hiroshi, and he too is devoured. Now, Takuro has the lives of all his colleagues in his hands. If he manages to restart the game, they could all revive. The boy tries to open one of the doors, but it is locked. Suddenly, he hears Shun's voice asking him to open the Omega door, which is on the other side of that room. Shun states that doing so will reset the game. However, for Takuro to reach the other side, he will need to go through a major obstacle. The blue demon has just devoured Hiroshi and runs towards the boy. Takuro also runs towards the monster as he realizes that facing it is the only way to win that game. As he approaches the creature, Takuro throws himself to the ground and manages to get under its legs. He is determined to get to the other side, and when he opens the door, a white light floods the room and the game restarts. Relieved, the boy finds himself back at the moment before entering the building, reunited with his friends. He apologizes to Mika, who embraces him despite her confusion. However, Hiroshi is missing. Anna reveals that he chased after a rare butterfly, and Takuro fears he may have already been taken to reform school. The boy rushes to find him, but is relieved to see Hiroshi exiting the building. Together, they decide to return home. Later, Takashi returns to Juvie alone, capturing a photo of the place before being startled by Nyoki's ghost once more. Suddenly, the blue demon emerges, larger and escaped from Juvie, suggesting the game may have expanded citywide. Please share your impressions of the story in the comments below. Let's thank FBI Recap for the well-done work. New investigations ahead.